It is the start of year 2 on the job for Polk County Attorney Kimberly Graham. As she's settling into this new role, she says she's already making major progress on her campaign promises. I sat down with her for a conversation you'll only see on KCCI. Okay, so let's talk about some of those priorities once you took office. One of those main priorities was to end low-level marijuana possession prosecution. And so where does that stand right now?
Yeah, well, last March we were able to get a marijuana diversion program stood up, so we're very happy about that. That allows people the opportunity to get a substance abuse evaluation and follow those recommendations. And if they do that, even if the recommendations are that they don't need any further treatment or anything, we will dismiss that charge. And so to date, we've been able to help somewhere around 300 people get those charges dismissed, and then ultimately they can apply to get those expunged from their record.
Why is that a big deal?
Number one, marijuana possession is still illegal in the state of Iowa, whether you agree or don't agree with it, whether someone likes it, doesn't like it. Two, it's legal in a lot of the states that border our state now, which makes things more difficult here. E.g., it's easy for people to go across the border. That's not a long drive. And there's a lot of collateral consequences sometimes to a possession, a conviction. Some of those can range from no longer being eligible for subsidized housing, for Section 8 housing. There's instances where it can kind of cut off people perhaps from either some kind of financial aid for college. There's lots of different things that it could impact. Could even impact job opportunities, if employers won't accept that from a candidate. So the ability to allow someone to earn a dismissal, still following the law here in Iowa, still holding people accountable, but allowing them to earn a dismissal is really important for a lot of reasons. And I will also add that, and I apologize, I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but there are huge racial disparities as well in marijuana, both those who are arrested for marijuana possession and then in prosecution numbers as well. I'm talking nationwide, and Iowa is one of the states that has those really bad racial disparities. And any amount is too much for that. And so by allowing this to happen, allowing someone to earn a dismissal, I'm hoping that that's also going to make a dent in the racial disparity aspect of it.
In the first 9 months of the marijuana diversion program, 237 people have successfully finished the program and had their charges dismissed. A 2020 report from the ACLU finds Black Iowans are 7 times more likely to be arrested on marijuana charges and 11 times more likely to be incarcerated than white Iowans.